Question yourself, man.
Coño.
I retired.
What happened to your friend?
So long, man. Have a good day.
Fuck you! Who put this thing together? Me! You're dead, motherfucker!
We're doing 10 million, 15 million a month. Oh, fuck you, man. You wanna fuck with me?
Say hello to my little friend!
What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to play Call of Duty on Draftkings. As you can see here by my computer screen, I am going to go through all of the rules and all of the ways players score points on Draftkings and how this turns into cash money in daily fantasy sports. I hope you enjoyed that clip at the beginning too. That was Crim6 having his face superimposed into Scarface. It was a little funny clip he posted on Twitter. I found it pretty funny, but yeah, if you guys don't know, Crim6 is one of the best assault rifles in Call of Duty history. Continues to do so year after year. You know, dude's legit. Dude's a monster. You guys should watch his career highlights. You know, I highly suggest it. But anyways, so as you guys can see here, this is the rule set that DraftKings has incorporated to score Call of Duty in daily fantasy sports. Now, the way this is structured is just like every other sport that they have in every other esport. You get $50,000, which is $50,000 of fantasy money, right? So with these $50,000, create a team. Create a team of five players, and one team, which would be any team in its entirety, like let's say Atlanta FaZe, Optic Chicago, or whoever it may be. You know, five players and one team. That is the structure of a lineup or a Call of Duty lineup in DraftKings. Now, one of those player positions is considered what is called a captain or a captain position. Now, this captain position is going to earn 1.5 times more fantasy points than the regular players who are in the flex slots. So the structure is five players, but one of those players is the captain. Four of those are the flex players, and the other spot is the team. So how you draft all of these players depends on the pricings that they have. Every single player has a price tag. They got a price on their head, basically, you know, and these price tags are directly correlated with their in-game performance. Like in real life performance, these salaries are based on that. Now, going into the new season, I'm pretty sure DraftKings is going to be evaluating each player based on, you know, their past season, which was in Modern Warfare. They're going to be using that game as a reference point to, you know, give these players their price tags. We saw a lot of players last season that were very expensive, but didn't turn out to be too great because we didn't have a feel for these players. You know, it was a new league, new system, new everything. So this year we're gonna have more of like a solid understanding of, you know, the salaries and everything else in between. Now, how do these players accrue points? How do they get points in terms of fantasy? Now, like I said, the captain position earns 1.5 as much as the regular flex positions, and this player is going to cost more money as well. He's going to be more expensive in that position. So whoever you pick for that position is going to be more expensive than their flex position price, but they are going to accrue 1.5 times more the value. So let me get that out of the way before I forget. And now, the way that players obtain points is basically through kills, and they lose points through dying. That's basically, you know, the standard, right? Kills against deaths. This game is a little bit less punishing than CS:GO. You get 2 points for a kill and 1 point for deducted for a death. And the other way that you obtain points individually for the players is basically by planting or defusing the bomb in search and destroy. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar how search and destroy works, I will be linking a video in the description of me explaining search and destroy in depth and how every aspect of the game mode is going to affect a fantasy game or a game in Draftkings, you know, and where it is that players make their points. Now, for a brief explanation, search and destroy, the objective is you got an attacking team, you got a defending team. Attacking team has to go to either A bomb or B bomb and has to plant the bomb. That's their job. The job of the defending team is to defuse the bomb. Now, the team who is attacking can win the round if they kill everybody on the other team or if the bomb that they defuse blows up. Either or, that's how they could win the round. As for the defending team, they can win the round if they kill everybody on the other team and defuse the bomb if it's been planted already. But if they just kill everybody else and the bomb hasn't been planted, they still win the round. So that is essentially what search and destroy is, and you get 3 points for planting the bomb or defusing it. So whatever individual player is carrying the bomb and plants gets the 3 points. Whatever player happens to defuse it gets 3 extra points. Now, for Hardpoint, it's a little different. Hardpoint, for those of you who don't know, I will be linking another video in the description explaining Hardpoint in depth for the Cold War game. I will be explaining in that video how it works and everything, but to give you a brief explanation, Hardpoint is basically a game where 2 teams fight for a box that moves around, and the objective of the game is to hold control of that little area or box for a minute at a time. And the first team to 250 points wins the game. Now, when the players are standing in this box, in this Hardpoint, they only accrue 0.1 points per second. Now, that's not a lot, and you might sacrifice getting kills for getting points in Hardpoint. So, you know, this is one of the game modes where it necessarily doesn't mean that, you know, you want to target the player who's always in the Hardpoint, because it might mean that they sacrifice the amount of kills they get, you know, to control the point, because only one person has to be in the hill at the time. So everybody else is working on protecting that player typically. But that is how points are accrued for Hardpoint. Now, you can see here it says domination. Now, we're going to forget about this because for this year in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, we're going to be seeing a new game mode. Well, not a new game mode, but a new game mode to the Call of Duty League that is called Control, which is basically a hybrid between domination and search and destroy. This game mode is essentially two flags or two bases that you have to capture as a attacking team, and as a defending team you have to defend from being captured. Now, this game sees the amount of lives of each team limited, so you can only die a certain amount of times before your team's lives run out in Control. So that is where the search and destroy component comes in. It's a respawn game, but there comes a point to where if you die a lot, you know, you use up all of your team's lives, and then if the other team has more lives than you, like I said, they could win the game, and they wouldn't necessarily have to capture both points, but they could also capture the points and win the game in that way. So for some of these, for search and destroy and Control, there are multiple ways of winning the rounds or winning the games respectively, and that is what adds to the dynamic that goes into learning how Call of Duty works in daily fantasy. It's one of the most appealing things, you know, because it's a dynamic gameplay. It's just not a one-way thing. It's very interesting. Now, as for the teams, how do teams accrue points in their entirety? Like I said before, the roster is made up of 5 players, which 4 of them are flex players and 1 of them is a captain. And like I said, the last slot is a team position, which is the team in its entirety, Atlanta FaZe or Chicago Optic or the Empire. Now, how do the teams accrue points? As you can see here, when teams win matches, which is the series that they play against the other team, which is the best of 5 series, they get a total of 10 points after the series is over. So if they win against that team, if they say, let's say 3-1, and they win the series, they get 10 points added to the team tally. And if they win, let's say 3-1 again, they get, you know, the points that they won every single game. So they won 3 games and they get 12 points. They get 12 points for winning 3 games. And if they're playing Search and Destroy, for every round that they win, they get half a point. So in Search and Destroy, you could go max 11 rounds, but you can only win 6. So they would get 3 points, right? From like winning 6 rounds. So typically these are the points that the teams can accrue, you know, the points that are given when games are won in general. And that's the way, that's basically the entire structure of how, you know, how to earn points based on the players and based on the teams. And this is basically the whole component of this channel as of now, just strategizing how to use all these points to our advantage to profit season long, profit every weekend that we play, and profit season long, you know, using these numbers to our advantage, learning every player dynamic and learning what their strong suits and weaknesses are is important, you know, in correlation with these numbers, to understand, you know, where to put our money in, you know, where to make smart bets. And that is, you know, what I try to provide in this channel. So this is basically all you need to know. Now there are certain things here. I will leave this website in the description if you want to check it out yourself, because I know I didn't go through everything, but this is essentially everything you have to know about Call of Duty Draftkings. All these things are, you know, random stuff that probably will never happen, but like I said here, 4 flex players, 1 captain player, and 1 team position. Now that is essentially it. Now for the gameplay videos, I will leave, like I said, in the description video, so you can go check that out, get more familiar if you're not a Call of Duty player, or if you don't play a lot, you know, go get familiar with those game modes so you understand. If you don't play Call of Duty, you don't have to play Call of Duty to invest into Call of Duty, to profit from Call of Duty. You know, all you need to do is understand the game so that you know how it works. You know where to put your money, and that is what I try to provide in this channel. So if you guys like the video, if you guys want to see more, of course, like and subscribe.